So here's the difference between a mortgage broker, lender, and a bank. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Meredith. I'm a mortgage broker and I've helped hundreds finance real estate. And I put out educational videos every single week, tips on home buying, tips on homeownership. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get notified every time I put a video out. Now let's get into it. Okay, so with a mortgage lender, the mortgage lender represents their bank only. Reason why I know this is I used to be a mortgage lender myself. So therefore, I was stuck with only offering that specific lender's rates, their fees, and also their programs with what they were offering at that time. And if the loan got denied by underwriting, then the customer would have to start all over somewhere else. They had to get their credit pulled with a different company, another loan application. And that hurt me deeply because I was not in control when I was a mortgage lender, stuck with whatever the underwriter said went. And so, like I said, that hurt me deeply. So that's why I decided to become an actual mortgage broker instead. Okay, so as a mortgage broker, I work with several banks and lenders to find you the best rate and the best program. So therefore, I'm able to shop the rate for you with only one credit pull and one application. So I take that off of your hands. Now, if you do get denied, then I can find you another bank very easily because I already have the credit pull and the loan application. You don't have to start from scratch. And a lot of times too, what I do is I line up several banks at one time for my clients and get them to compete with each other. Now, just recently, I had a client, we ran him through two different banks. And also, different banks have different some are more stricter when it comes to guidelines and underwriting. Some are a little bit more looser and they'll take a little bit harder loans. So with this specific client, he had a really tough situation. So I lined up two banks. One bank ended up denying him. The other bank ended up accepting the loan. He closed on time. We were able to get him a really good rate with what he wanted and he was extremely happy. And I could not have done that or get that loan done if I was not a mortgage broker myself. Okay, so when it comes to banks, they are offering other loans, not just mortgages. So they offer car loans, they offer lines of credit, like credit cards where they're charging 20 to 25% of interest rate, which is really where their bread and butter is coming from, not the mortgages itself. And because they a lot of times keep your loans in-house, they have stricter guidelines. They're able to kind of pick and choose which loans they want to take. So that's why if you don't have a 720 plus credit score or a large down payment, they'll deny you because they do not want to keep your specific loan in-house. And also, they have the least competitive rates because if you think about it, they have a lot of overhead that they're having to pay for at the end of the day. So think of all the 20 managers that are or even more that's in between the bank all the way up to the CEO, all of the different branches that they're having to pay for. And at the end of the day, it's coming out of the profit, which is coming from you. Okay, so here's some of the frequently asked questions. So, number one is do brokers cost more? And no, they don't. So, and the reason for that is I don't have a huge overhead that I have to pay. I don't have the 20 to 30 managers that are getting a cut. And also, there are a lot of banks and lenders that only do mortgages and they're not open to the public. So, I'm able to get wholesale rates and fees because I'm a broker. And these banks specifically set up and do that on purpose because they want to outsource the processing, they want to outsource all of the actual hands-on work and the loan process to brokers. And that's why they're able to offer a lot more competitive rates is because they're not having to pay for their internal processing, internal doing the actual paperwork. They're able to cut out those employees and just pay the brokers directly. So that cost is not being passed on to the consumer itself. Then number two is what's the benefits of working with me? And I'd say the number one is going to be communication because again, you'll be working directly with me myself. You're not going to be passed off to 20 different managers that you have to tell your story again to each one and have to update each one as well. And also, I don't go home at 5 o'clock when the banks or other mortgage lenders close. I'm available for you after hours because I understand real estate doesn't stop after 5. It doesn't stop on Friday, even after 2 p.m. It goes on. And also, you're working through the day, and a lot of times I'm up at 8 8:30, 9 o'clock talking to clients because that's the only time that once they're off work that they're able to truly talk and focus on the loan process. So if you want someone who deeply cares, who's going to get your loan done and to come up with a good plan for you to get you into a home either 2025 or 2026, click on the link in the description, schedule a call directly with me, and I'll be in touch.